Carolita.
I see you putting up the I'll stop.
I need to ask you a question.
That's the church finger.
Right. Right. I need to ask you a question, and we have less than 10 minutes left, so we have about maybe 1 minute for this question, right? So we still have a point that we have to bring forward, in bridging the gap. And then one of the things that you said was about the disciplinary matters that you have to do, and which is difficult, right? There are officers who are not appropriately representing the badge. How difficult is it for your department, for your agency, and that's all that you can speak on, right? For you to kind of weed out or identify those individuals and remove that cancer out of the space, so the integrity of the department can be seen for what it is that you represent and what it is that so many other law enforcement officers and ladies represent and are trying to bring forth to the table to get back into the community, to establish and bridge the gap.
So when I just want to kind of start out with this. In order for us to identify the officers that do not belong within our ranks, it takes a collective effort of the community, because we need people to let us know when somebody that is acting less than professional. It's not very difficult once we've identified those individuals. It's, we know that their families are being affected. We know that their professional life has been affected, and it does hurt, but we know that we're doing the right thing. And so it's not that difficult to do the right thing. Where it does get difficult is when you have to discipline an officer who made an honest mistake. And those are difficult times, but I try to tell people, learn from this and do better. Okay. It's kind of like the preacher tells you, sin no more. Okay. I try to tell them, learn from this and don't make the same mistake over. We're all in the flesh. We are all human. We all make mistakes. And what I let them know, I'm not judging you. Please, I never want to see a citizen mistreated. I don't want to see us back at this table on the same topic again. But as far as the ones that do not and should not be wearing the badge, yes, there's a process in place. There are laws that protect that person. They're called Garrity laws that protect the officer. He has the right to a certain process or due process. And he has the right to know, what's being brought up against him. He goes through that process, and then at the end, the chief decides whether or not that person will be retained or will be dismissed. And those are tough. Those are tough times. But we know, and we all know, that discipline is so very important, because this job, you're not, when the patrol officer leaves the station, they're not under direct supervision the entire, most of the time. Mm-hmm. Yes, we do have body cameras, and yes, we do monitor those body cameras. But there's hundreds and thousands of footage that we have to watch, and it takes a lot of our time when we're going through cases and trying to make sure that that we're checking it for quality. So yes, it's not. I don't say it's not a hard decision when you know that person is not a good fit. Okay. So yes, when somebody's losing their job, if you have a heart, it does hurt. Okay.
So Caroleta, final thoughts. What would you like to leave with the people? What would you like the people to know? What are your final thoughts?
One of my biggest thing is that it takes a village for us to make sure that we have strong communities, as well as an accountability or a police department that is accountable to their community. It takes ongoing dialogue and communication between the police and the community, because we need to know how we're doing. If we don't know how, and I think I speak for a lot of different organizations, whether private, public sector, I think I speak for everybody. We need to know how we're doing. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Sis,
It's absolutely our honor and pleasure to have you here. We want to thank all of our Houston police officers in surrounding areas, because I know there are those of you who are listening in. So we pray that you always come home safely. And the only thought that I have is that I just pray that we all have the courage to speak up, because I know that that can be crippling and fearful. But hopefully we can be, as I always say, fearlessly forward in everything that we do. And I want you all to remember to join us in the after show party starting at 10:15. So Nakia and I can kind of let our hair down, take our wig off. We don't have wigs on, but we can just kind of. It's real. This is what they be buying. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm gonna get some phone calls. So you can join us as we laugh, we live, and we love. Okay, go ahead, sis. She got stuck. Oh wait, I'm gonna take a screenshot. I got her. She's stuck. It's a beautiful picture, isn't it? So I don't know if she's gonna come back to me or not. So I'm gonna go ahead, since we just have a few minutes. You guys make sure, and this is for everybody, refresh your YouTube and refresh your Facebook, and you will be you will be able to join us for the after show parties with comedian The Slappy Payne, y'all, and you don't want to miss that. So just check out us, and we want to thank you for being with us. I'm your co-host, Vawn Gretta. The beautiful woman that's frozen is your co-host, Nakia Franklin. And this is the Honorable Commander Caroleta Johnson, and we thank you so much for being on the Real and Raw Talk Show. Have a good night.
And Raw.